If you didn't see the last video or just need a refresher, let's get everyone back up to speed. So last time we talked about the foretellers and their connection to their master, in which a pretty good pile of evidence involving his heart, tome, and the unassigned seventh sin, pride, led us to the conclusion the foretellers are splintered pieces of their master, and after the Keyblade War, he absorbed them back into himself in order to wield the X-Blade. But we didn't speak on the sixth apprentice, Luxio, so we're going to get into that today. So unlike his fellow apprentices, Luxio is not deeply connected to the master in the same right, in my opinion. Seeing as he does not appear on his heart, we already lose one of the key elements of what made the last video so compelling and so convincing. In which, of course, you guys gave me a lot of support on that video, so I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this one as well. Thank you all for the 20 likes, man. That shit was crazy. Seeing that number just keep climbing was so freaking crazy, man. And I'm so happy you guys enjoyed it. But interestingly enough, Tetsuya Nomura implied we are working with still a special, unique slash special relationship here. But what is this relationship? I, for one, believe that we are working with a father and a son. Let's take a step back and compile the very little evidence we have to support this. Note, little but still very real evidence. So if we look into the Deadly Sin Luxury, we'll learn that the associated animal is not a ram like we see on Luxio's Keyblade, it's actually a chimera. This is so crucial to proving this father-son relationship because you see, chimeras in most cases are generally at their base lions, with the ram on its back. So last time we learned about the sin of pride. Its associated animal was actually the lion. But remember how I said the ram is on the back of the chimera? Let's look at the box art for Kingdom Hearts 2.8. We can clearly see these two individuals standing side by side, with Luxio standing lower than the Master of Masters and just a little bit behind him, like a child in the shadow of his father, or the ram on the chimera in most cases, which it protrudes from its back, or to be like a little bit of a shorter neck on, of course, the front of the chimera. So it's always kind of like behind the lion in a sense, kind of like a father and a son. You know, the child is always going to stand behind the father because he's the guider, he's the one giving the son guidance, he's the one that's pretty much protecting him, with the rest of the foretellers standing ahead of them, clearly showing a distinction in their roles, meaning of course that the foretellers are kind of standing ahead of him, meaning that they're off in their little own kind of like category. So it's kind of very pretty much clear from this image alone that we have Luxio and the Master of Masters who are together, and then we have the foretellers who are together, and this is why they're kind of separated into those two kind of groups. And this has led me to guess Luxio is a proxy for one of the sins. So with the potential hinted relationship fleshed out, what is this man's role in Kingdom Hearts X back cover? Well, in the Kingdom Hearts Chief finale, I felt a lot of conflict in this man's words, so let's read them verbatim. I'm going to try and read them here with, like, you know, kind of my own perception of how he would have said it had we had voice acting for the finale. Yes, that is the truth about the traitor. Is this reality something that can be stopped by you? I wonder. That's why, as fated, the battle is unavoidable. Even if there is another answer, it must come after the battle. Maybe the master was less interested in the fate of the world and more interested in finding out how we disciples will guide the keys. Even if we listen to his words in the TGS trailer, he makes his interest in the well-being of his fellow apprentices very clear, in which the Master of Masters tells him, unfortunately, you're going to have to go alone from here on out. But what about the others is what Luxio follows up with. So although he is with the Master of Masters and his allegiance is with the Master of Masters, it's very clear he doesn't agree with everything he's having him do. Kinda like a parent and a child relationship. There's certain things that a child probably won't want to do, but because the parent is the guardian, because the parent has, like, you know, better knowledge and better guidance, and has the ability to guide their child, you know, sometimes it's just best for the child to do what the parent says, and that kind of seems to be the same conflict that you had with your parents, the same conflict we've all had with our parents, in which sometimes they wanted us to do things that we just simply didn't want to do, and it's or, you know, sometimes it was things we didn't agree with, but we know that it was probably for our best interest to do it. And of course, Luxio, it feels like he's in the same bind as some of us in real life, and I feel like that's going to make him a very relatable character, I must say. So I think there's enough here for us to all agree that the possibility that Luxio will rebel against his father and put it into him is very much there. It's pretty much established in the evidence, because this guy While he does seem to pretty much already be painted out to be the child of the Master of Masters, or the son of the Master of Masters, it is still very clear and very established, very well established indeed, that of course the Master and of course Luxu doesn't see eye to eye on exactly everything. Even Ava points this out when she says that he's using the Master's intentions to pretty much, fuel his own goals and stuff like that. So pretty much there you go. It's very well fleshed out that Luxu doesn't agree with everything that the Master of Masters is doing. But while that could mean he's evil, there's also that evidence there, or the proof, or the fact that, of course, his Keyblade is hanged in the land of departure. So if his Keyblade is hanged in the land of departure, this more than likely means he established it. And if he established it, we know that, of course, it works differently from the Union system. And I believe I'm going to touch on that in a bit. Last time we talked about the Master absorbing the foretellers, and if Luxu witnessed such an atrocity or such an atrocious act, what would he do? Like, would he turn on him? Would that finally be enough to break his loyalty? Seeing the Master of Masters already tear down the foretellers, tear down everything that they knew, and pretty much lead them into this despair, and lead them to their end. Would him actually absorbing them, potentially even like beating them brutally outright, so that way he can absorb them back into himself? Would that be enough for Luxu to just be like, yo, this dude is on some, my father is on some fucked up ass shit, and I need to put this nigga away, son. Like, yo, we can't let someone like this exist. Though it may sound unbelievable, he'd beat the Master of Masters. Well, he wouldn't be in this fight alone. Remember when Vanitas and Ventus merged together again? They had to fight for ownership of the heart. Could this be the same thing that will happen with the foretellers after being absorbed by the Master of Masters? A 6-on-1 effort to put him down after he's revealed his true intentions. Well, listen to the story of the X-Blade. As a result of an elongated battle, we never knew what this battle was, okay? So, I mean, this battle could have been Luxu versus the Master of Masters. This battle could have literally meant anyone versus the Master of Masters. This battle could have been everyone versus the Master of Masters. Everyone that was still alive in the Keyblade graveyard versus the Master of Masters. This could be his potential time to pretty much have that same kind of role as a foreteller, in which he will guide the Union members. I think that would be pretty sick if he got a moment like that, because I definitely feel like he does still have, like, some type of haterade in him and shit for not being named a foreteller and getting his own little union, although he will get the land of departure one day. As a result, darkness overtook the world, Kingdom Hearts vanished, and the X-Blade was splintered into 7 fragments of light, which eventually become the 7 princesses' hearts, and the 13 shards of darkness, and 13 shards of darkness. When the world was revived by the lights within the children's hearts, some decided to use the Keyblade to defend that light. Now, there you have it. Of course, the Keyblade was used for darkness during the Keyblade War. People fighting each other, people releasing so many hearts, people cutting so many others down with these weapons. Dolls, not only these weapons, but the world itself. So much sacrifice, so much death. I mean, well, we don't have a concept of death in Kingdom Hearts. So much, of course, sacrifice, I should say, caused the world to just be completely enveloped by darkness. But once the world was saved, these people went from using these weapons for darkness, or using these weapons for personal gain and self-gain, to pretty much defend the light of the world. So what we learned there is that, of course, the role of Keyblade wielders started to become different. We learned that, of course, maybe they don't collect Lux anymore as of the Keyblade War. Now, the only Keyblade wielders that probably survived was the Dandelions anyway, so this would make sense that they wouldn't collect Lux anymore, because there's no foreteller to bring Lux to anymore. Now, in the final trailer, there's the Box X Super, and I think I know its true purpose. Now, there has been other theories out there, and I am going to mention one, and I don't think that these other theories are wrong just because of what I believe, but obviously, I do have my own little theory about this box. So, see if the Master of Masters' plan was to absorb the foretellers. Maybe he planned on his defeat, or maybe he knew his defeat was probably coming, or his defeat was inevitable. And Luxu was to use the box to capture the pieces of his heart or the X-Blade and save them until his revival. Once again, no concept of death here, meaning that being cut down would only lead to a slow revival. Now, he did entrust him to go into the future, after all, giving him a mission to watch. Now, could he have meant watch over his attempt to unlock the door to Kingdom Hearts, so that way, depending on what happened to him, Luxu would be able to, of course, once again, salvage these pieces of his heart and wait for his revival. And as seen with Ventus, he probably never got the chance to be revived. Maybe we still haven't seen the Heartless that was created from his heart, or maybe we still haven't seen, of course, his body get destroyed, or maybe we still haven't seen his nobody yet. Something is going to happen, and I think his nobody probably is somewhere out there. It probably is running around, or maybe it's probably already perished. And now it's just a matter of the same thing of what we have with Master Xehanort, or what we had with Master Xehanort leading up to Dream Drop Distance, or to the end of Dream Drop Distance, I should say, in which he becomes completely revived again. Now, let me explain something about the rest of these box theories, because I know some people are probably going to want to go with what they heard from someone far bigger than me, and someone that they've been watching Kingdom Hearts content from for a very long time. Of course, this is obviously HMK, this is the Gamers Joint, Skyward Swing, and I don't think Sora Line 1 did a video on the box yet. So, I think he has talked about it though in his analysis. And let me explain why those theories just don't work. They just don't. Let me just explain it real quick. And this is the last thing I'm going to touch on before I close out the video. This box has already been officially confirmed via scans and via kind of official information, because scans are still kind of translated. Scans are still, I'm guessing, perceptions of someone who has probably seen, of course, some content we haven't seen yet. So obviously, it said in some scans, in a little, of course, text box, that Luxu was left the secret page, and he was also left the box. He was given the secret page and the box at the same time. If the secret page was given to Luxu and the box was given to Luxu at the same time, think about when we found out that there was a secret page in general. It was sometime during the events of the original Kingdom Hearts Chi, and you can also reach these same events in Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. And this was before the Keyblade War. So if this was before the Keyblade War, how then could pieces of the X-Blade be inside of this box, when one, in my honest opinion, I honestly believe that the X-Blade cannot be, like, created via, I mean, it can't be like splintered. Like, we know how it's splintered now, and it's in the 7 Princesses of Heart, and of course I'm guessing the pieces also can fall into 13 pieces of darkness, unless Xehanort acquired all 13 pieces, put them in himself, and then is now splitting his heart 13 times to 13 different people. So, of course, how could the pieces of the X-Blade just reside in this box when the X-Blade doesn't become splintered until after the Keyblade War? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It would make more sense that the box is labeled X Super, which is literally the name of the Master of Masters. If we take the trend that we have with the other foretellers, Superbia, X Super would more so mean literally X Superbia. So if it would mean X Superbia, then pieces of his heart going into this box would make more sense than, of course, pieces of the X-Blade being in this box. And I think some people have said, of course, the heart of the Master of Masters is in this box, and I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't think it's in there as of the time we see Luxu retrieving the box. I don't think it's in there as of the time we see Luxu walking through the Keyblade graveyard with the box. I believe that it comes after the events of the Keyblade War and after he's been struck down. And once these pieces are in this box, well, we're going to talk about that in the next video. I kind of had to leave you guys right there, like last time. So, of course, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got a little something out of it. I hope you guys can generally see where I was going with this video. And hopefully you guys have some of your own ideas. Hopefully you guys, probably some of you guys, agree with me wholeheartedly and believe that this is a very real possibility for the future of Kingdom Hearts X back cover. And once again, this is all just fun speculation stuff, using a lot of the stuff that we know from Kingdom Hearts Chi, the Chi finale, what we know from lore, what we know from kind of official statements from Tetsuya Nomura, and some stuff that we got from, like, some of the coverage from actual news sources like Famitsu and stuff like that in those translations. And it's just really a lot of fun, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this one just as much as you enjoyed the last one. I don't know if I'm going to do a rundown. Last time I did a rundown when I recorded this originally, it wound up being almost 20 minutes long, and I'm not trying to do that shit. So obviously I'm not going to do a rundown. If I need to, I may do another video that just explains this theory just a little bit better for people who don't get it. or I may just leave it in the comments section below, like, a little rundown. I think I'm gonna do that, or probably in the description. So if you don't understand everything, just hit the description up, and there will be, like, kind of the script in a more, like, explanation. Like, it explains it a little bit more, but it will be pretty much just the script, and it will break it down to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and stick around for the final video in this 3-part series, in which we're going to be talking about the demise of the Master of Masters effect on the future. So we're not going to talk about how he died because we just did that, but we are going to talk about his effect on the future. And this means, obviously, Xehanort, Sora, if you want to see all of that kind of shit, how I think he impacted them two niggas and stuff like that, I think you guys are gonna want to stick around, man, because it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be hype. I honestly can say I had a lot of fun doing the foretelling one. I had a lot of fun doing this one, but the main one I'm gonna have fun bringing to you guys is the Master of Masters impact on the future, because there's something special that I want to talk to you guys about in that video that I think is gonna pretty much leave everyone awestruck, man. It's gonna leave everyone awestruck. I'm telling you, like, it's been so, oh man, it's been so fun doing this. I wish we had a lot more details on Kingdom Hearts 3 so I could do the same thing for it. But that's gonna be all for the video, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope sincerely that you all enjoyed it, and you guys can leave me some of your thoughts in the comments section. This has been your boy Mozzie, and don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace the heck